The research vessel, Curious Mind, orbited Earth at a safe distance, its cloaking systems engaged to prevent detection by human technology. Commander Lox peered through the observation deck's transparent dome, focusing advanced sensors on the curious bipedal species that dominated the third planet from this unremarkable yellow star. Analyst Trill, report your findings, Lox commanded, 6 tentacles manipulating the control panel with practiced precision. Trill, a junior xenobiologist with pale blue skin and large, compound eyes, looked up from her console. Commander, I've been monitoring a peculiar ritual among the humans. They gather at the border between their solid ground and liquid water bodies. There they engage in construction. Construction? Of what significance? That's what perplexes me, Commander. They build intricate structures from sedimentary particles, what they call sand, knowing full well that these structures will be destroyed by natural forces within hours. The commander's head ridges flushed purple with confusion. Show me. The main view screen illuminated with high-resolution imagery of a beach on Earth's northern hemisphere. Dozens of humans, many of the smaller variety that Trill had identified, as juveniles busied themselves scooping, piling, and sculpting wet sand into various shapes. Some constructions were simple mounds, while others displayed remarkable complexity. Towers with delicate arches, deep moats filled with water, and walls decorated with shells and stones. I don't understand, Commander Lox admitted. Is this some form of military training? Architectural practice? Negative, Commander. They call these structures sandcastles. They serve no practical purpose. The humans know with certainty that incoming tides will erase their work, yet they continue building with enthusiasm. The science officer, Kren, joined them at the viewing platform. Perhaps it's religious? A sacrifice to their water deities? Trill's sensory appendages rippled in the negative. I've found no correlation with their known religious practices. Most peculiarly, they appear to derive pleasure from both the creation process and the eventual destruction. Commander Lox studied the images with growing fascination. A small human child had just completed a crude tower, only to jump on it immediately, destroying it with apparent delight. Nearby, an adult human meticulously carved intricate patterns into a large sand structure using primitive tools, working with focus despite knowing the incoming tide would soon erase all evidence of the effort. This defies rational explanation, Lox said. The expenditure of energy on temporary creations contradicts efficient resource management. Permission to initiate close observation? Trill requested. After brief consideration, Lox approved. Granted. Deploy a microdrone, minimum safe distance protocols. Within minutes, a nearly microscopic observation unit hovered above the beach, its sensors recording everything from human biological responses to the chemical composition of their sand structures. The data streamed back to the ship in real time, and Trill's excitement grew visibly as she analyzed it. Commander, the humans are experiencing elevated endorphin levels during this activity. Their neurological patterns indicate deep satisfaction, learning, and play. Play? Lox echoed the unfamiliar concept. An activity performed for enjoyment rather than survival necessity, Kren explained. Our species abandoned such behaviors millions of years ago as inefficient. Trill continued analyzing. A social bonding ritual as well. Multiple generations participate together. Knowledge transfer occurs, but not of critical survival skills, simply techniques to build more elaborate temporary structures. On the screen, they watched an elderly human guiding small hands to shape towers and walls, both beings displaying clear biological signs of happiness and connection. They're teaching creativity, Kren realized suddenly. Abstract thinking, problem-solving without life-threatening consequences. Lox's head ridges darkened with sudden understanding. They're practicing adaptability. The 3 aliens watched in silence as humans continued their incomprehensible beach rituals, building elaborate structures meant to be destroyed, finding joy in impermanence, learning through deliberate failure. Send all data to the Galactic Council, Commander Lox finally ordered. Flag it Priority Level 1. Humanity represents a psychological paradigm we've not encountered before. How so, Commander? Asked Trill. Every spacefaring species in our database evolved through efficiency, permanence, and fear of failure. We build to last millennia. We plan for every contingency. We avoid waste. Lox gestured to the screen. These humans intentionally create beauty meant to be destroyed. They laugh when their creations fall. Then they build again differently. Inefficient, muttered Kren. Perhaps, Lox conceded, or perhaps in profound. They practice loss without fear. They create knowing destruction comes. They've built adaptation into their recreation. On the view screen, the tide was coming in. Parents called children to watch as waves gradually consumed their sand creations. There was no mourning, only excitement as castles dissolved back into the sea. Recommendation, Commander? Trill asked. Lox continued watching the humans. Perspective, shifting rapidly. Revise invasion assessments immediately. These creatures practice impermanence as entertainment. They expect change. They teach their young to build, watch destruction, and build again without distress. A psychological resilience we lack, Kren acknowledged. Precisely. Any species that plays with inevitable destruction rather than fearing it, Lox's voice trailed off, will likely respond to military setbacks differently than we anticipated. Trill finished the thought. The commander nodded gravely. The Galactic Council believed humans would break easily when faced with superior technology, that they would surrender when their structures fell. But a species that builds sandcastles, Kren began, expects things to fall, Lox concluded, and knows exactly how to rebuild from nothing but scattered grains. The three aliens watched in silence as humans packed away simple tools, brushed sand from their bodies, and departed the beach, leaving no permanent mark on their world, but carrying invisible lessons about creation, destruction, and resilience. The tide came in. The sandcastles dissolved. And somewhere in distant space, an alien civilization reconsidered everything. They thought they knew about human weakness.